Hey y'all, welcome back to Hopped Up Beer Review. Today we are drinking Perfect Drift from Four Noses Brewing Company out of Broomfield, Colorado. Thanks for joining us.
Hey everybody, welcome to Hopped Up Beer Review, the show where we give you our unprofessional and somewhat biased opinion about the beer we're drinking and reviewing, and sometimes we dress up for the show as well, like my friend here, Andy in the attic, has done. I've got Andy in the attic. Obviously, I've got Jay. I am Ben. What are we drinking today, gentlemen?
We're going to have the Four Noses Brewing Company Perfect Drift.
All right.
All right.
Looking dapper there, Andy. If that's the right,
Always.
is that the right word? Dapper for fly fishing
like
gear.
No, dapper does not apply to that setting. That would be very, what's the word? Field like or field dressed.
Okay. There we go.
So
You're something.
I had
How
to
about that?
interrupt my time on the river, pulling in these beautiful rainbow trout to come have a beer with y'all. And it just so happened to be a beer that references fly fishing.
How fortuitous.
I just
Can you just cast right out the window there?
serendipity. I could.
Wow. There we go.
So one of the arguments we had was about the can art, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but let's cheers this and drink.
Where are we arguing? All right. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
No, it was Ben and I before you joined us. Ben
I was on
seems
the
to think
river.
the fish is coming out of the water on the can art. I think the fish is just cut in half by a shark or something else. Not a shark. I mean, if it's a river fish,
About to
and it's
say a rainbow
alive,
trout. So, I guess certain rivers, maybe a bull shark could have gone up the river.
yeah, it's like a weird half fish. It's kind of strange.
The water is disguising the rest of its body. You just can't see the rest of its body
Yeah. That's
for
an
the
obvious
water.
one, Jay. Come on, it's obvious.
Or do you think that's like bait? It's like chum in the water for a bigger.
But he's not hooked to the little line already. I mean,
Maybe it's on the other side, Ben. I'm going to play, ride the fence, play both sides, pit y'all to get against each other.
Well, Ben's probably right. They got the little fly, but the fly's not in his mouth. I mean, what's his fish doing?
but you've
I mean,
got water all
He's
around
going
it,
for it.
obviously.
It's so
obvious.
deceptive and confusing.
Maybe it's just not a very good
There's so
image.
much interpretation over this.
I do not think there was much for interpretation.
Four Noses, we need a comment. Come on.
No, I can tell you what they're going to say. That is a trout coming out of the water going after that fly.
If anybody out there sees anything but a trout coming out of the water, leave a comment. Let us know.
Yeah.
Other than Jay, we get to hear your voice to explain it here on the show. If you want to jump in and leave a comment too, I guess you can do that.
Do you see just the head of a fish because the rest of its body was chomped through by some other animal? Do not interpret it as the fish emerging from the water to.
Well, why is there no splash on the side of the fish coming out of the water? Why is it on either side but not the back side?
Okay.
It's confusing.
Like the front side facing us?
It's a visual thing.
Maybe there wasn't enough in the budget. I don't know.
Andy, what do we know about this beer?
It is a German Pilsner. Perfect Drift. 4.5%, 25 IBUs. Uses Pilsner malt and Vienna malt, Cascade hops, and Magnum hops. Now, the picture on the can depicts fly fishing because you see in the background you have a fly fisherman. You've got his fly right there. Excuse me, this thing. I'm not used to this in my beer reviews. And it's a reference to the perfect drip. Perfect drift is the coveted move of skilled fly fishermen. It imitates. So you need moving water. So it's not for a lake; it's for streams, rivers. It imitates the dead drift of a particular insect or your fly on the line. So that's I like to fly fish when I can. Uh, One of the interesting things is it's much more difficult to go after these rainbow trout, brown trout, other types of trout throughout the years because it depends on what insect is at what stage in their life. Are they the egg stage, larval stage? Are they emerging? Are they now about to fly away, full winged, and everything like that? So, whatever the time of year is, whatever type of bug you think you're going to go for, and whatever type you think these fish are going to go for, you try and get it. If you want it to move down with it, you want to mimic one of those bugs in the way it would go in the water. And that's the perfect drift, trying to get that.
Is
It's
this
it's
is this
not
an
easy.
attainable goal, or is this like,
Oh yeah, yeah. It
okay,
can happen. It's not easy,
gotcha.
but they're finicky. Nymphs and midges. There's all these different types of names for the different, and some of them are just as a little bitty hook with a brass bead on one end, and you just tie, or it's just got like a different colored string on it. And like for instance, one time we were fly fishing, I was with a couple guys, and we weren't having luck. We were seeing this guy who wasn't very far from us, and he was hitting, and we're like, "What are you using?" And he's like, "Oh, midges." And we're like, well, "That's what we're using. What color?" And he's like, "Olive." And we were doing purple. It's like, so as soon as we pulled out and put on the olive, we started hitting. I mean, it's just a change in the color of the same type of fly makes all the difference in the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never been fly fishing, so
When I started it, I never wanted to go back to regular cast and rod or rod and reel.
yeah.
Just regular casting. It's you get wading in the water. It's pretty cool, and you have to think about it a lot more. Very
Yep.
cerebral.
Interesting.
Okay, that's it about the
So
beer.
you want
So
to tell us about the beer?
that was it. I told you about the hops. I told you about the reference. It's out there in Colorado where they have some great fly fishing too.
Yeah.
Very outdoorsy place. Four Noses Brewing Company was founded in 2014. It's a microbrewery. Broomfield, Colorado. It's in the Denver area, I believe. Quote me on that, even though I'm quoted. There's five founders. Four of them were celebrating one of their birthdays. That they were in Ireland, and I get in Ireland. They had a good pour of Guinness, and they were sitting around at this bar, and they were all, had it's what they say, their schnozzes in just in inhaling the aroma from the motherland. And a friend of theirs with them made the observation of them in that moment, uh, as they had all their noses down in the beer, and so they considered, also at the time talking about opening a brewery. So hence Four Noses came about as the name of the brewery.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And the four looks like a nose, obviously, on the
Yeah.
on the graphic here. Are you done? Or are you gonna cast some more?
I don't want to leave this on the river, so I'm gonna put it in my pocket there. I got more pockets. You want to see more
Wow.
pockets? Zip. You want to see more pockets?
I mean, I
Pocket.
don't want to see. I don't.
Pocket.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Pocket.
Has anybody had
Pocket.
this one before?
Pocket.
No.
Pocket. No, I have not.
Okay, I have. So,
Oh, okay.
per hopped up your review tradition, I will go last.
You did not log this beer.
I haven't logged it. I don't log beer before I review them because I know that you will scrutinize the fact that if I get if I get 2 different scores,
Only you.
I don't want to have to deal with that. So I have had this
But how
one.
do we know that you've really had it?
I guess you're
Oh
gonna have
yeah,
to trust me.
exactly.
I guess. You
Trust.
know.
Excuse me.
Trust but
Oh,
verify.
I got pockets on the back. You see that? You like that?
I was worried what you were going to show when you
Yeah.
turned around.
You want to see more pockets right
It's
down
like
there?
yeah. It's like a work from home situation. We don't really know if you're wearing pants, and I don't really want to find out. But yes,
That
I
would have
know I
been
had this
on
one.
the Party Naked beer review that we
Okay.
did, or Dance Naked, excuse me.
Yes, take it. Yep. Cheers, Don. By the way. So yes, I bought this one when I was in Colorado. Typically, at the end of a day of skiing, I like to have more than one beer. I like to have a few. So I don't want a real high ABV beer, so I looked for the lighter ABV. So this is one I bought, and I had a few and did not rate it specifically, so I could bring it back and we could discuss it. Are you done playing with
But
your
you did.
pockets over there?
You
Because I
didn't
know this
remember
speaker is
this.
picking it up on this StreamYard. It picks up really good.
What's up, Jay?
So you did. This obviously wasn't that memorable.
How? Why do you say that?
I don't know. You couldn't remember it.
I was almost positive I had brought it back. I wasn't 100%
It was
sure.
not the first beer of after the run.
Right. Out of. Let me jump in
Right.
there and go first on this. How about that, Ben?
Go for it. What you got?
You know, as Ben likes to say, he's not the IPA guy. Well, Pilsner's is not always one of my favorite. This one is actually pretty decent. It's not as malty as some of the other pills that I'm typically used to. It's got good flavor, easy drinking at 4.5. I can see why you'd want to have this at the end of a day of skiing or, you know, anytime. It would be a great lake pool beach beer. Easy drinking, easy going, post workout, post run. Um, I think it's going to have to come in around 7.5. Light, easy going. Something I'd like to drink more of, but won't be able to get.
All right. Fly fisherman Andy in the attic. What say you, sir?
Flyboy. It's good. It is. They've nailed the German Pilsner. I'll say that. After having enough from the Brewers Advent Calendar, and then getting other breweries' interpretations of German Pilsner, it's more malt than hop compared to the Czech style Pilsner, or of course, the American Pilsner, or yeah, some other countries. I'm trying to think of some others. I do like it. It's easy to drink, and they did a good combination with the malt and the hops on this one. We haven't seen a lot of Magnum hops, so it's that's a good. It's just a good outdoor beer. Like you said, easy to drink, 4.5%. You can have multiples, or you can, not just eat multiples of this, have other beers along with it. It's not going to ruin your taste buds either. Jay, I was thinking exactly as you, 7.5. It's a quality beer. Good job.
All right. Seeing as I've had this one, I'll go last here, obviously. Yeah. So I grabbed this one when I was out in Colorado on a ski trip, which is why I wore my ski shirt and I have my steamboat glass. So I think this one's actually really good. I think Andy, you mentioned it. They nailed the German Pilsner here. I, I think we go back to the experience that we have had now with the Brewers Advent Calendar. I mean, that's kind of our more or less bar for the German style beers in a sense. And I, I don't know if that's right or wrong necessarily. I think if we have some Germans on here that can tell us that, that beer is, great, not great. I don't know. But I think we compare a lot of our taste buds to that, given that we've had a lot of those beers now over the last couple of years, and we've had them multiple times. And they do taste different than what we get from typically American versions when they will say it's a German this or it's a German that. So that's why I think, Andy, I'll agree with you in that they have nailed what I would say is a German style Pilsner here with this, because it tastes, if you put this in the Brewers Advent calendar and we had it, I would not question that it was from Germany in that sense, I guess is the point. Very easy to drink, very light, but flavor as well. I really, this would be, for me, this would be a great keg beer, because it would be one that I could drink a lot of. I could drink it often. I could have a craft beer, of a higher ABV, and then revert to this towards the, end of the night. I really, really like this one, and glad I got to share it with you guys. So I'm going to give this an 8. It's tasty. I've had to slow down on this one because I've, sitting here would just, drink it. This is crushable beer as well. So I think it's a really great beer, and I've really enjoyed the numerous ones that I've had.
Wait, why didn't you wear your steamboat shirt? You didn't go skiing in Iraq?
I haven't, but it's a ski shirt.
Iraq, pardon me.
Yeah, ski shirt. So the story of this shirt is we have a really good friend who did a video of skiing in Iraq, and
A documentary.
Exactly. And he sold these shirts as a way to make money for that trip. So there is actually skiing in Iraq, which we've learned. And I'll tell you what, Andy, I know you have one of these shirts. I don't know if you get weird looks when you wear this shirt. I do. Anytime I've worn this shirt out in public, people look at me very oddly, like, why would you ski in Iraq? But there is skiing there.
I get weird looks no matter what I wear. I don't know why. I'm all these years.
Case in point.
Yeah, I don't know that I don't know it's no matter what you wear. I think it's what you wear. That is going to be a 7.7 for the Perfect Drift from Four Noses Brewing Company. Definitely a really good German Pilsner here in America. One that if you find, you've got to check out. Obviously, we noted they are a micro, so you may have a hard time finding it. But if you run across it, pick it up, and tell the person at checkout that Hopped Up Beer Review sent you, and they'll look at you very weird. With that, be sure to like, subscribe, cheers that notification bell. Check us out on all the social media links down below in the description. Come say hey to our Hopped Up Beer Review Discord server. If you need fly fishing tips for your next fly fishing trip, Andy can definitely give you those. I think he's starting a separate YouTube channel related to fly fishing. That has not yet been confirmed, but if he does, we'll definitely keep you updated on that. And you will find that in the Hopped Up Beer Review Discord server. So come check that out and join us there. Lastly, if you have any interest in Hopped Up Beer Review merch, like the shirt, koozie, or glass that Jay is sharing there, definitely check out the link below. We're coming out with some fly fishing gear as well as part of this whole series. So there'll be a vest, there'll be a hat, lots of pockets, of course. You
Pockets.
Can have pockets.
It'll have pockets. I
It'll
swear.
have numerous pockets. You can have your beer. And Jay is telling us we're done here. So with that, definitely appreciate you guys checking out this video. And for Andy in the attic and Jay, I am Ben. Cheers, mates.
Just end
Cheers,
it.
mates.
Cheers, mates.